What's happening? Because you know it's your boy B-Hop Radio Shouty and stepping in the building. I got a New Orleans legend, hip-hop icon, one of the best to do this thing off in here, man. I'm talking about Mr. Servo. What's good with it, boss?
Baby?
Man, same grind, man. Appreciate you stopping through this thing, sir.
Man, you know, it's an honor, man. It's you know, and I've been watching and I'm like, man, I got to get there, man.
Come on.
And I'm just happy to be here, man.
I mean, Serv, though, it can't be too hard for you to, you know, slide through when you on a sold out tour. I'm talking about y'all just touched down in the A, sold out State Farm Arena, man.
That's a blessing, man.
What is that like 20 years later, getting the gang back together and then going on a sold out tour? Is it deja vu?
No, I'm going to be honest with you, man. And me and KL was talking about this, KLC.
Mm-hmm.
The internet made us realize, and you might get up and leave. The internet made us realize, like, yo, y'all really did something. Y'all really, you know, not the famous word, but like, y'all really did something. We sat back one day because we was about business. You know, we didn't do after party, we didn't do none of that. We came to do what we came to do. We put out our music. You know, we worked and we came, did our tours, rolled out.
Yeah.
You know, and so, you know, and then get back home to our family. That was our thing.
Yeah.
And so now when you sit back now and the internet come, you know, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, dude, like, oh man, you're a legend. Who, me? You know, we always was that humble of it. And, you know, the internet made us realize like, man, we really, and then you start really looking and just the internet period of Googling and saying, wait a minute, God, sold some records. We did, you know, because we was working so hard. You really didn't. And then when tour time came, you know, to go on tours, it was like, oh yeah, PB like, hey, we got 6, 7 cities, but up in the road, like we going on tour, go that city, next city, next city, next city. The only thing, you know, it was business.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I used to get in trouble a little bit because after the thing, I'm taking the van, we going to find a hole in the wall spot, you know. But, you know, I mean, other than that, man. And so now we look at it more grateful, you know, because now, you know, like I was telling one of the young guys the night he asked me about that earlier, and I was like, bro, just getting on that stage, and I dreamed when I wrote them words, I was feeling that way, and I wanted, you know, people to one day feel me, you know, feel my thing. And then to know now that you're a part of somebody's moment in their life. Yeah. Like you can remember, like I tell people like Biggie, One More Chance, when he roll you wave, you know, you roll in the air, right? And P, I just gave my first roll in the club. I remember that was my summer. And I'm like, we've given people a lifetime.
Come on.
Moments in their life. So now you seeing it. And you looking down and seeing people that's 45, that was 25. You know, they done squeezed in them fatigues. they are retired soldiers, but they soldiers. Now. And they're
still active.
But that's your words that you prayed one day. Because we had notepads. We didn't have the phone, you know.
That's right.
And you prayed like, man, I hope they feel me. And what I'm going through, I know somebody out there going through it. And to watch them recite them words, it's a feeling, man. Like, forget all the music, forget all the money and all this other stuff, like Pac said in Unconditional Love. After the lights and screams scatter, only my dreams matter. And that's what it feel like, standing on that stage. Like, if my kids mad at me today, my dog don't come up to me, wifey mad at me, nobody speaking to me, you know, see them people right there?
Yeah.
That gave you half of their pamper money, you know. You feel what I'm saying? They should have got a 24 box of Pampers, but they got 12, but our CD was coming out.
Come on.
You looking at them like, you know, we was the struggle.
Yes,
we was with the ones, like P said, we messed with the dudes with the one speaking the Cutlass.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's a feeling, bro, that's hard to describe.
Take me to day one though, Serv on. When was it that music bug hit you and you realized that you needed to get into the game as a rapper?
I mean, it hit me in high school when, you know, I was a big fan, you know, of course, listening to New York artists then, you know what I'm saying, because Ghetto Boys hadn't come yet. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm 29, y'all. I'm lying. My club age 29. But it's like, and we would take the end of the Fat Boys always had instrumental, like it was just instrumental for about 6 bars. Yeah. So we used to take and connect that with the double cassette and the other cassette, you know, and we go to reciting, me and my homie Frank Jackson, you know, who his nephew now, Jaren Jackson Jr. played for the Grizzlies. And we wanted our chance at the high school dance, but back then our legend Gregory D was running things. That's when Manny Fresh was, man. He was part of, you know, a group back then with, you know, that they had back then that was banging. Our first guy that got the deal, Gregory D. Yeah. But never got that chance. And then when I get to the military in Virginia, you know, one of my homies from the South, you know, he was like, man, he went in the studio. I wanted to get in there so bad. Now I'm running across seeing the Jay-Z doing the Hawaiian Sophie time, seeing them Tretches and all them running in our studio. He wouldn't let me get on the song, so my dude said, man, I got you. And so we'll pull up songs I rap on, and he'd get me right. You know, he's a coach in Houston right now, Coach Champ. And, you know, that's when it really started hitting me. And when I saw this KRS-One concert, this what made me want to perform. Because me, I wanted to be Russell Simmons. I didn't want, you know, I loved LL, but I wanted to be the guy who put everything together. Because I was like, man, basketball my thing, not rapping. But then when I saw KRS-One, man, and watch him command that stage and told the dude, you touch the stage, we're going to have a problem. This is my job, this is my work. Dude touched that stage, he got from in front of that stage. And in that same building, KLC was visiting somebody, and we had never met each other, but he was in that same building that night. And that's when it really hit me. And, you know, unfortunately, you know, I got put out the Navy, you know, for drug distribution, you know, saw the university, as they call it. And when I got home, my mind was like, I gotta tell my story. You know, I got a lot going on. You know what I'm saying? And that's when it hit me hard, man. And I wanted it bad. And New Orleans wasn't ready for my style of rap. You know, I was tongue twisting and things like that, and they were doing more bouncing, yet only a few rapping. And KL was like, you know, you done met KL. I rapped for him, and he just looked up at me. You can't rap. So, So I'm sitting there mad. Chains on, everything. About $5,000 in my pocket. You know, was back doing certain things. I'm like, man, I'll buy his life. He playing with me. So I'm saying this to myself, like, man, let me get from around here. You know, I got a car. Man, don't even have a car, right? The old lady got one. You know what I'm saying? And so he was like, he turned back. I was about to walk out the door. He turned back. He said, no, I told you rap 16 bars. You did about 40 of them. I said, bars, what's that? And then when he began to teach me step by step by step and how to make songs, I started loving it more. Because I always loved it. You know, I always had artists on my wall that I used to wake up to and look at and say, I'm going to get that one day. You know, I had Snoop on my wall. You know, I had Tretch on my wall. You know, LL definitely, you know, on my wall. You know, and be surprised people when I say this, Just Ice. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, that's when it hit me, man. I'm like, I want it.
What was it like working with a young KL at that time? And did you know that he was going to be legendary in his own right?
You know what? To be honest, I saw the genius in him. And what I mean by that, like, most people go to school to learn how to work these boards and the drum machines. This dude would open it, and he would get something new. And I'm like, man, can't wait till you know, you got to go to school for this. And he even though KL, he just look at you. Don't say much. And just sitting there, and you sit there 2-3 days messing with it. And then, bam, he making it do shit that they didn't even know it could do. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm watching that, man. And then we had this dream with this sound. You know, because my thing was, when I was in New York a couple of times, and I freestyle against dudes, and you know, and they were on their thing with, you know, when they find out, they like, you from New Orleans, man, number Murder and Mardi Gras. That hit hard.
Damn.
And then when Outkast got booed and Andre's still strong, South got something to say. Now it was personal, like, nah, whatever I could do, I want to be part of taking it from y'all. Even though I respected New York, because that's the father to me. You know, to me, hip-hop got the father is New York. West Coast is that knucklehead son that always gets in trouble. Midwest, the quiet son, you play with him, it's going to be a problem.
That's right.
Southern son is the one that's cool, respectful, but will deal with you.
Come on, now.
But they work harder because they always that little brother. You know what I'm saying? And I just felt like, I want to be a part of that. And KL, he had this sound, and we had this thing like, what if, like Onyx, slow beats, but laid back, UGK and stuff, but rowdy and crazy like Onyx, in our way. And he was on to something, bro.
Linking up with P and forming No Limit. I mean, what was that like early on when everybody was starting to get together and it was looking like it might be something, but nobody was quite sure what it would be?
It's crazy. We coming back here, and this is the biggest show so far, right?
Yeah.
When I re-met Pete, because I always knew Pete, I used to follow him and his God bless the dead, his brother Kevin around the basketball coach, because basketball was my love for real.
Yeah.
Not like some of you rappers, they think it's could play ball. Nah, we did it for real.
Okay.
And so Marriott Marquise, Luke and Death Row fighting, doing Jack the Rapper.
Yeah.
That's where I met Pete at in this city. And once we got up there, he was he was like, honest to God, he was like, come up, do a song, give you $2,500. Like, got that, in my pocket, but it's legal.
Yeah.
My mama was on some religious Southern woman. Don't bring after what you went through. Because when I got in trouble, she took everything I bought for her and threw it out, gave it away. Because she didn't want drug money stuff in there. And so she was like, bring legal money in here, and you can help me, whatever. And so we went up there, man, and watching him, you want to talk about college couldn't show you marketing, and then a man couldn't show you. They say how farmers work hard. Man, this dude, to this day, I still don't sleep 3-4 hours. This dude, watching him and what he do and the method to his madness, and the way he can mentally, on a corporate level, manipulate. I watched this dude make Walmart bid against Target right in front of him. Now, I'm talking about Walmart. We talking about big Walmart, Target, and manipulate him. Well, I'll give you 10% off if you order $60,000 of Ghetto D. Walmart like, okay, we'll get $75,000 if you give us 12% off. And they watch him manipulate them to do that. And the hard work, man, the crash course I got of, because I drove him around for a while, because we was all in the apartment up there, me, Mia, Moby and KL. We had all the thing, 3 niggas in the broad, trying to get away from that word, but 3 ends in the broad. And we watched it. And we went through a lot, man. During that time, Mia lost her parents, best friend. I lost my cousin, KL lost his, but P always made sure y'all all right, stay up here. And watching him do what he's doing, and then he wasn't afraid to tell you. Because I was like, man, why you doing that? Why you did that? Why are we running over here and you selling out in these stores? And, he was like, no, this right here, the Z40 uncle, you know what I'm saying, who's legendary in the Bay with, music in the record stores. And P worked with him. And whereas he tried to hustle other record stores, right, to get more. But he was like, no, because you stay good with him. I'm learning from him like you learning from me. And so that's how it was. It was hard work, man. And I learned a lesson also about patience. You know what I'm saying? With him, he gonna get at it. Everybody think they see him moving. That dude sits still sometimes. That dude used to sit still and he don't even be talking. And then he'll get up, he said, come on, let's go. And then boom, we gonna do my commercial. He done figured out we gonna put a hearse on Gold D's, and when the door open up, your CD gonna flip out. But first he was like, I said, man, I ain't getting in that hearse. I'm not getting in that hearse. Like, no, bro, we gonna drive, pull up, get out, open the back door. Yeah. And I'm like, ain't nobody back there. And he's like, bro, it's serious. And it's like, that's the method to his madness. He's so intelligent and so driven where he always think 5 steps ahead. And I learned that because you sit there sometime, B. Just don't say nothing.
4 ends and abroad, man, that early crew right there. What was it like with y'all being the nucleus trying to figure out ways to blow all the way up, man? I mean, was it one of those situations that winging the prayer time in this thing, or was the camaraderie so strong in that place that you knew that there was no place to go but up?
When you're around Mia, who already was that star in New Orleans, right? And the world needed to hear.
Yeah.
But she was also, like today, I don't say Mia, I say Mia when we talking, but when I address her as mommy. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Or ma.
Yeah.
And she knew the things we was going through, and you watching, all of us because Moby and KL are producers. And, producers back then were producers. So it's egos in it. Yeah. I'm do mine over here, you do yours. We can speak, it's cool.
Yeah.
To watch them come together. And Mia, the way she did it, the old Southern way, she cooked. Like Moby was getting to know KL, and KL is quiet, but Moby knew me from, he used to mess with a chick that everybody as a little youngster liked, you know what I'm saying, grown woman, everybody loved her, you know, wanted to get with her. And then I walk up and see this little skinny dude coming with the big old chain on and the starter jacket. And so I knew him from that. And to see them two, and Mia would cook every day, and we had to all sit there. She'd sit there, she'd talk, but what she was doing was making us sit there and
Bond.
yeah, you know, and it was something that when you look back at it, man, because it was kind of tough for us in a way because P had some artists already, but you know those things wasn't going however they were going or whatever. So we knew that love was only gonna be up in this room.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And C Murder was coming, free C, man, free my dude,
Yes, sir.
innocent man. But
Come on.
he was coming in and out. You know what I'm saying? C was in and out of Oakland, out. You know, we was at Haywood, and you know, you would see Silk, and God rest her dead. Big Ed was always there.
Yeah.
You know, and Big Ed was another person, very, very religious. You know, he was Muslim, but very down to earth and good dude. And him and Mia bonded. So for me, in my little wild side, still doing little things I would do, this woman would catch me and catch me like, I know what you're doing. Stop.
Yeah.
Ma, what you talking about? I know you. She said, KL I know who did it. I'm like, oh. So, you know, and it got to a point where she almost made me be a man like I'm supposed to be.
Yeah.
Even if I had problems, we had problems home with our girlfriends or whatever. You know what I'm saying? She would sit there talk and say, let me get on the phone with him. They'd be home. You know, it was family. And I think that's what made us more special than anybody. You know, we struggled together, you know, grind together, lived together, ate together, you know.
Was it a culture shock going from New Orleans to the Bay with it? What was that like moving out there and being in a whole new world?
The funny thing about it, man, just coming in, I remember the first flight and we passing and this some crazy people laugh at this man and whatever, whatnot, but they don't know how big he really was.
Yeah.
Hammer.
Yeah.
We coming in, when you fly into the Bay, it's this beautiful house sitting on a ravine, the top of the mountain, a ravine. And they say, as you pass into the right, you know, we looking out the window, you know, this is MC Hammer's house. So you as a rapper, like, what motivation you need
Come on.
now? This
Yeah.
man got, and you see other big houses, his is at the top. So now you looking at it like, damn, that's Hammer house.
Yeah.
Like, damn, that's some serious, you know. And when you get there, I get there and the weather's so different. I get all P laughing, you know. I'm like, man, why you got shorts and leather
Goodies.
jackets on?
Yeah.
I'm like, man, y'all tripping, P. Come outside, man, at 6 o'clock, man, it's freezing. So it was, but we had lived New Orleans, listened to Too Short.
Yeah.
Too Short was big in New Orleans. E40 was huge. He went to Grambling.
Yeah.
You know, he was huge in New Orleans. So, you know, but once I got up there, when we all got up there, for me, the Mexican culture, that's
Yeah.
where I discovered Selena.
Yeah.
And then, like, you know, outside of being, you know, I ain't gonna get in no trouble with my wife, but
Yeah.
beautiful, you know, but just the culture,
Yeah.
you know, and for us, we didn't bang, you know what I'm saying? We bang more wards.
Yeah.
3rd ward, 7th ward, 5th ward.
Exactly.
You know, introduced to it in a big way, that culture, you know, but the music and the people and then you realizing this where Pac was, you know, growing up at and he was at, and then the artists and then watching, you know, the hustle. The Bay, it was a shock, man, because you watching dudes, they got posters everywhere, they handing out CDs, somebody always got music popping or doing this or doing that, and you like, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, these dudes really get at it. I thought, man, we give out a cassette or two. Man, these dudes hustle. You see the same dude giving his CD out every day on Martin Luther King, you know, out that way on Martin Luther King Boulevard or whatever, and by 510 highway, they rap hustle because that's where it really came from, the independent rap hustle.
Yeah.
You know, people don't know E40 was the first. I said in the song with the $2 million deal, he was on the cover of Vibe with the white pool table.
Yeah.
With his Jive, I think he got the Jive deal. Man, them dudes out there, for real, them dudes, so that's where P learned it from. So it was a shock of like, yo, this rap scene, like these dudes, this 24/7. It's not like, okay, we do it a little bit and then hope it pop or not. Nah, it was a shock though, man. Just, you know, then to see P cool with these guys, like seeing E40 and like, you know, and I actually owe a lot to E40. Now he don't know, and I'm sure he'll see this, you know, I did my first song called "Fuck a Dead Man."
Yeah.
And P was letting him listen. You know, he's proud. He's like, man, check this out. 40 listen. He's like, man, that's tight. He said, who that is? And he was like, that's him. That's Serv. So man, you better put him out. He don't realize. And then, you know, months P like, you got to do some more work. I want you to get on more and more. 40, you know, that was that because P respected him.
Yeah.
You know? So it was a big thing, but it was a big culture shock though.
Working on life insurance, man. What was that like putting that project together?
Scary, because we were starting to fly then, like you said, and everybody is coming up. 200,000 CDs sold the first week. Nothing under 300. No, nothing under 300 too. And now here I come, and I'm like, I'm different.
Yeah.
You know, I have an East Coast more style of rap with my down south dialect. You know.
Yeah.
And man, it was like nerve wracking, but KL made it easy because he was like, because I think I forgot what song I did. We didn't put on the album, even though it's hot as shit. And he was like, he said, you ain't being you. He said, that's what we've been waiting for. You know, do what you do. And so, you know, getting with Craig B, who was my producer, also came with me and KL, who we did Ain't My Fault, you know, and so many other stuff. And then Moby, that's my partner right there, you know.
Yeah.
Because by him being the Q and my cousins and uncles and all them Qs, that was my partner, you know. And Odell was that quiet assassin, you know. Carlos was, you know, and so now you got this variety, you know, beast by the pound. I mean, so when I was doing it, I started easing up and doing it my way, you know, and it still was scary because, you know, it was like, damn, like I can't fuck up. I can't mess up. I do not want to be the one that
drop the ball,
not make it at least in the top 5 on my debut.
Yeah.
And that's pressure. Where you sitting down saying I gotta sell at least 300,000 the first week or 250, 275.
Yeah.
You know, to at least where P don't looking like, oh man, why I put him out. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, might not see the light of day, but with him, you would have got another chance.
Yeah.
But it's still, you didn't think that way. So I just did me, but it was a lot of pressure. But they made it easier, and Fiend made it easier because wherever I turned, it was like if I turn this way, somehow he pop up over there, I got something. Turn this way, I got
like
something.
Phil.
Yeah, you know, with that voice, I got something, Serv. And, you know, he was always there. You know what I'm saying? And C would come in and I got something for you. And, you know, go do the hook and, you know, give me that mindset and things like that. And because P wasn't controlling. But he'd tell you, I need 5 songs.
Yeah.
5. You got to have these certain type 5, and then you can do whatever else you want. But with people out there, I want them to understand, man, we worked for real. You had to turn in at least 24 songs in 2 weeks or your album didn't come out. You know, really, 24 in 2 weeks or your album wasn't coming out. He might not only use but 20, you know what I'm saying? But he wanted you to have a double album, 12, you know, songs each, or your shit wasn't coming out. So you had to say goodbye to family. That's why when it was time, he'd make sure, you know, because we was different. We were paid every 2 weeks, you know, on a pay period. And then if I'm on his album, I got paid by my verse. So if I'm on 4 songs for him, I get paid for each verse.
Yeah.
And then if we doing four albums a month, imagine what you making.
Exactly.
So you didn't have no reason to leave. Tell your family, I'm going to see y'all sometime, and you got to finish this. And that's how it was, man, for that album. It was, and I tried to bring something different when I did my album also. Mine's, you know, I used to be the one with the bottles of Hennessy and everything else in there, you know.
Yeah.
So it was pressure.
Talk to me about that chemistry at No Limit, and what was that energy like at that time when y'all done took flight and now you feeling that kind of pressure, but what was the creative tension in the room? What was the energy of being celebrities and being a part of one of the biggest movements in the country at that time? What was that feeling like?
Man, I'm gonna make it just trip you out. It's like it was not. We have no creative problems because it was more like being gladiators in a ring because it's like if P stuck his head out and now you know because we growing like you said we got big, so when it's time for him to do something. And he might come out and say, "Who got something?" Now we already in there.
Yeah.
So you got about 15 people in there. I got something, and he'll let you go ahead. And he might be like, "I'm going to Houston. I'll be back, man. Y'all finish this, that, and that, and that. I'll come up with this, that, and that." And we was so you know, we didn't look. We personally looked at it like, I'm gonna bust your ass when I get on this song.
Yeah.
You know, but if certain people, you know, you if you went before Mia or went behind her, my bro, you better handle your business.
Yeah.
If you went before Mystical or behind him, you better handle your business.
Yeah.
Or you won't see the light. Nobody gonna worry about you. I promise you. It was not a game, and it was that type of competition. You know, and Fiend, you knew, like, whatever he touched, you know, because I always tell people he one of the most talented geniuses, hook-wise, and he don't give up.
Yeah.
He won't even let you go home and it's your album. He do a hook and y'all do the verse. He's like, I know you got something else. Bro, I'm going home for about an hour. All right, I'll be here.
Yeah.
Come back, he done lay the hook. If you like it, you know, and it's fire. So now you got that pressure.
Yeah.
You know, so it was more, you know, and as we were growing, we were watching P grow bigger into that spotlight. You know, so that was adding more pressure where it's like, I can't let down. I can't, you know, so we never got caught up in a lot of that, the way the rap game and the culture that, you know, you saw back then and other labels and all that other stuff. We were more simple, man. We come there at 4:30 every day. Everybody got to go play basketball together. You got to be there. You know, you get back, you hit the studio. A lot of times you really didn't want to leave. You know, you had your dice games, you had all types of stuff going, you know, here and there till P walk in there and then, you know, that's Lucky Lou. You never shoot dice with him. Just bet on him. Sit on the side, him and C Murder, and bet. Side bet. Don't, you know, and you know, but then it's work. He'll pick them dice up. All right, man, y'all do y'all thing. And he wouldn't say, man, look, get back. Let's do what we got to do. But he stop you like, oh, well, shit, that's over. You know, and that's what it was like, man. It never changed the culture, people, attitudes. You know what I'm saying? Because we had strict codes there. You know what I'm saying? Me and you, we get in an argument, but the first time I curse you, like, man, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Somebody, seniority, ain't going to say, man, y'all, what's the problem? Y'all got a problem? Man, okay, put the gloves on. And if you say no, they're going to tell you shut the fuck up. Yeah. Because we brothers, we family. If it's that bad, put them gloves on. You know, and go in that room and close the door and handle your business. And that was it. So I think stuff like that kept it humble, you know, even though we was from different wards. But everybody, I think, wanted to make it. That was that first chance for a lot of New Orleans artists to say, man, I really gonna get out there. I'm gonna really get out there. Yeah. So you really didn't want to mess that up. You really didn't want to cause no problems. And then you had dudes working hard. Like I said, you got a Fiend. He ain't leaving. He ain't leaving the studio. I don't even know how the dude had a family. Like he's gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? And then P wasn't a controlling CEO like some you've seen out there. You know, but he going to Houston or he going to Cali on business and then leave you. You go do what you got to do. Or he call out and say, I need this. Everybody do a song for this for Down South Hustlers or for this movie, and you sitting back and you still like, man, I'm about to do a song for a movie. So it never changed as we got bigger, and then nobody in No Limit would let you do that. If you go to acting, hide, like, man, what's wrong with you? Yeah, you know, what's your problem? You know. Because we was that honest and real with each other. Like, you know, if somebody going through something, like, you all right? Then I might come tell you, you gonna tell Juice, and then we gonna get to Mia. Yeah. You tell Mama gonna pull you to the side, talk to you, and then come back and say, y'all make sure he all right. So it never, you know, the vibe never changed. Nobody was tripping, you know.
What was that tipping point, though? Where y'all went from hungry artists to having y'all way in the game. What was that you think changed everything from that point over?
I think, you know, people would say, you know, maybe, you know, like Could About It movie came, Ice Cream Man, you know, the TRU albums, Down South Hustlers. But for me, personally, when P did Ghetto D, you know, for me, working on Ghetto D, and when he decided to do those color covers, right? Yeah. And, you know, and I think we listening to him and we listening to him in a way where this is a dude that's always hungry. Yeah. But he acting like this is the only chance ever. He in there working, man, and the songs he was coming up with, you know, and you just sitting there, and I remember we had this meeting, and we had a meeting when Ghetto D was done, right? And it's funny, but it was serious and real. It was like we're sitting in the room in California, and he was like, "Look, man, I love all y'all, appreciate y'all, thank y'all." And he going around giving envelopes, right? So motherfuckers open their envelopes trying to look, man, go ahead. Right? So he just gave, and I'm like, that's when you start looking like, he just gave me this type of money. Man, what's going on with that album? Like, what, because he had an awesome deal. When he turned in the album, you got paid, like off what you said. If you was shipping out 500,000. So whatever deal you had with him, like I had 50-50 and I own my publishing, you know what I'm saying, 50-50 the masters, whatever with him, that's the type of deal he gave us. You know what I'm saying? And, I know me and a few others, but, and, you sitting back and you were like, okay, so now he gonna get $10 times 250,000, do the numbers. That's his check up front. And then he giving you yours right then and there. So, and I think with Ghetto D, and he gave us these checks, and I'm like, what, he like, what's going on? And he just, I think I remember catching him that night, and he was like, man, sir, we was on our way to the airport, and he was like, he said, bro, we about to hurt him. And that's when whenever he was about to do something big that he didn't really tell us, because he'll go do stuff and come back. And I remember with the Substitute movie contract, he came back and he left and he come back and he like gave me a tank, me and C some new tanks or whatever. It was like 10 grand. He was like, go to Carlos, man, y'all need to do a song for this movie, son. So we're like, all right, we're just gonna do a song for a movie. Next thing you know, I was song bang him up on the side of the single. Mac 10 was on the other Mac, Miami Lights. And you like, we on a movie soundtrack? Like shit you dream about.
Yeah.
But with Ghetto D, he had a different, and P is the type of person, man. P, like I see him now with the Rolls Royce truck, whatever it is, the Maybach truck or whatever, Rolls Royce truck or whatever. P used to drive a dually, dog. He didn't care about that dually truck, like a brand new one. Yeah. He had the Rolls Royces and the Royals that might have been gifts to him. Yeah. He didn't worry about all that. Me and C used to stick the keys and drive his car. We put more miles on his Ferraris than him, but he was that type of person. I remember they gave him a Rolls Royce. And on the set, I got the hookup. He laughed and joked with the people from Broad. And thank you, man. Took a few pictures, and then got back to said, man, let's get back on the set, do what we got to do. Turn around, gave the keys to me and C. We going up Sunset Boulevard, because we was young. And then he would tell us about it, like, bro, why y'all did that? Y'all got to make them see. They going to feel you. Make people feel you. They don't need to see you. Then they going to see you. Make them feel you. And he always taught us lessons, man. But Ghetto D for me, but I think the moment, and quick before you go on the next question, that moment, and God rest the dead, man, the night, Pac was gone. And we doing a show in Cleveland, and West Side Connection was the headliners. Scarface was before them. And we was there, and I remember Face, who's, that's my idol. Yeah. He didn't want, he wanted everybody to move off that side. And, and I remember P just looking like, okay, we'll never be in this position where anybody would want us to have to move out the way so they could come. And it wasn't in a bad way. It was because, he loved Face, but it was like, it wasn't Face. I think it was security, not Face. I won't correct that. And he was like, okay. And we went out there, and it was in front 17,000 in Gun Arena, the old Cleveland. And we rocked it. And it was like, then when West Side Connection came on, they was still screaming about No Limit. Yeah. And we just sat there looking. And at the same time, the news came through that Biggie was killed. And he was one of my favorite artists. And Mia had met him, was cool with him and everything. So now I'm sitting there like, we lost Pac and we lost Biggie. And we remember that night because to me, Biggie was that last that giant. Pac was the one giant. Biggie was the other giant at that time. And so now Pac gone. Biggie gone. And when people say, oh, man, when they died, y'all came up. No, we was already coming. Yeah. We was in front 17,000. And they chanting our name. And you just looking like this crazy. And then Biggie gone. And you like that next morning. And we in the airport. Like, he was like, I told y'all this game is not a game. We don't beef, on records. Real men don't talk about another man on the records. When you see each other, you deal with it in that way. And he was like, man, we got to get it. And that was that moment for me, like, wow. But Ghetto D was where you like, it's about to be over. And when he look at you and he says, it's over, Serv, it's about to be over. and you know, and you just sitting there like, okay, you know, and he did the 6 in the morning. Ice-T song, redid that, and shot that video. Then he did 4, 3, 2, 1 with LL the remix, and now you on the song with my one of my idols, and you killing the song. And I saw how much he got paid for it. I'm like, yeah, you're right. It's over now. It's over, man.
I'm Bout It, the movie. Acting in that thing, Servo, because you stole the show a few times in there. Talk to me about getting your act on.
You know, funny thing, it was something I always wanted to do, but in so many ways, I'm a shy person, man. I don't like the lights. I don't like all that stuff, man. I just love music. Music is life to me, and that's what I want to do, and that's what I wanted to do. And P, again, it's all in. Everybody. I don't care if you carried a bag or washed the cars, because he was the type of person, like we had dudes that washed our cars, right? And wash cars or come to your house and clean up, and you might say, oh man, no, you couldn't pay them like, okay, they're doing that. Ye wash your car, you better give him $100 or he got an issue with you. You know, to everybody was equal to him. He just made sure a lot of people had jobs, and everybody had to be in the movie. And so when we was doing Bout It, you know, I remember it was like, he said, I got a role for you. And I was like, so, you know, kind of reading through it. And I just kind of looked up, and he was like, he said, because you know, your ass, you always calculating and doing some underhanded shit, right? You know, because I was always a thinker. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to think ahead of you. And so the funny part about it, I didn't smoke weed or drink. I played ball, man. I ain't do none of that. So when we did that scene that everybody trips on me about, you know, because, and then I knew how strong we were, because even now, they got people still mad at me. Like, no, real talk, like how you did Kane, and they, you know what I'm saying? How you did Kane. But it was the funniest thing, like, you know, when you're doing a movie set, you gotta, when they go action, okay, if the blunt this long, you hitting it, right? Then they go for the mid angle, they're gonna give you another one. I don't smoke. So now I'm up. And then I didn't know his lines, and he said a certain word, because me and the way I was always taught by my oldest brother, the 3 S's when it comes to man. Don't spit on me. Don't slap me, or don't call me stupid. I'm a black man, I'm a man, I'm a king. You don't disrespect me. The 3 S's. And in that line, he kept saying, I had to hear it a couple of times. I'm high, I remember. And he kept saying, you just a stupid mother. So I'm sitting there looking like, bro, I like my little homie, man. So when they put the watermelon there, right, that's what's there for me to beat. I just heard him like saying I'm stupid and I'm high too. And that's when I went to beating it. And then, you know, and it was just like, and you know, I ain't think nothing of it, man. And then like after the movie come out and we on the road and I'm doing my job, because with P, your album wasn't out. Yeah, you still an artist, but you also the help. You got to go bring CDs and T-shirts and put them out, and we on the road. If you know, everybody would get a chance to do a song, but if you not, you working. You putting up posters, you doing whatever. And if you're too proud to do it, all right, we'll see you later. You got to go about your business. In his words, you get sent to Alaska. That mean they put you on the first thing smoking. He'll tell you put him on the first thing smoking. You know, and so you doing that, and I would be places, and they like, man, why you beat that man with that bat? You know, and you just sitting back and you like, damn, you know, this acting thing kind of cool. You know what I'm saying? But all them damn takes from different areas, man, you know. So, you know, but he made you, put you in positions to do different things, you know, because he always believed in, if you see his plight, from music to movies, to products. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, product don't talk back, you know. But, you know, it's so he put you in that position. It wasn't like if you just said, yeah, man, P, I ain't never act. B, if you don't, B, you got this role here. Oh, you don't want it? Send him to Alaska. You go home. You know what I'm saying? He gave you opportunities, and you just, and then you had the pressure again to excel, because you always had replacements. You know, our stuff was like, I don't know what team that like the Patriots used to always have. I don't like the Patriots. Well, you know, one gone, somebody gonna fill in.
Ready to go.
So if you like, all right, man, I ain't doing this act. All right, come on, Juice. You know what I'm saying? Juice, now he got that spot, and then when they come out, you're gonna be like, damn,
I should have been in that thing.
Yeah, you know. Bout It was different too. Nobody noticed. You know, the original parts we were shooting, the guy that was shooting lost he lost, but he met some little bros. She stole his bags, and probably threw the stuff away. So P mastermind where it was like, forget most of what we shot. He took and we started doing impromptu with the scenes, and now that's the version y'all saw.
So you mean to tell me it was a whole different Bout It movie?
Somewhere in the garbage, it was a multi-million-dollar few reels that was gone. Yeah.
Okay, Serv, this is another question that I have though. At No Limit, from the outside looking in, everybody was a star. So when you say No Limit, you could say Mr. Serv-On, you could say Fiend, you could say Mia X, you could say C Murder, Silk the Shocker, Master P, Mystical. I could keep on naming folks, and I know everybody on the team like it's a 12-man basketball team.
Yeah.
But there's some labels where you only know 2 or 3 people on that label. How was it that everybody was able to shine and get their superstar on?
And go back to him, man. You know, and I always say he's the greatest magician. He's the greatest hallucination, man. His thing was, it was calculated. He put out the Downside Hustle or TRU album, everybody on it, right?
Yeah.
So now here come his album. Then here come C album. Then come Mia album. Then come, Mystical album. Then Silk album. Then my album. Then Cain and Abel. And so what you got to understand is he knew. And when people see this, they, now y'all understand the method. He knew when Jay-Z was coming out. People that he respected that would sell records, he knew if Scarface was coming out. He knew if Diddy was coming out. And for him, Diddy was, that I respect what he doing. But P is a competitive dude. He played ball. He always was a starter on the team. So it was like, oh, Diddy coming out January 23rd? I'm coming out January 23rd. See you coming out the next week. Mia, you coming out the next. It's 3 against 1. You can't breathe. And so that was the method of it. I always said Wu-Tang, they don't know the blueprint they really set in front, where, they would have the Wu album, right?
Yeah.
But only Ghostface and then Method Man. Now imagine if they'd have did what we did. Wu album, Ghostface, Method Man. He got a bunch of them.
Exactly.
Riddler,
ODB.
Capuchin. Yeah. If they would have did it that way. What P's thing was, I'm going to smother you. Nobody going to breathe. And I know who the main ones, it's like saying, all right, Tom Brady playing today. All right, I'm gonna put Ed Reed. I'm gonna put Deion Sanders. Them two gonna go. We gonna deal with them. Then the second half, I'm gonna go with Ronnie Lott or somebody. Some of these young people y'all might not know them. But you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And he gonna bring them now. You will not breathe, and that was his thing. We gonna outwork you, because we was sitting one day, we was watching him. I don't remember the song with Nas and. I think it was Puffy, and they had the white fur and
Hate
the line.
Me Now.
Yeah. We watching the video, and we like, damn, look at that video, man. They said it costs $1 million. He was like, okay. He said, that's one video, $1 million. He said, I'm gonna do 10 for 100,000 though. Videos, right? He was and he was the type, he gave people chances. He found people on college campuses, Dave Myers, all these big time now, and his thing was, they gonna do one video. And they gonna run that for about 3-4 months. I'm gonna do 10 of them, and I'm gonna run them in 1 month. So they ain't gonna get to their second or third month. He watched all of them. He would sit there, he'd get the Source magazine, he'd look and read it, and watch them. And he'd come look, turn us. I know what we about to do. And that's the way it was. You know what I'm saying? For him, everything was calculated. Remember the box, right? We'll find you and be like, Serv, you know somebody? I say, I know my dude B.I. in Atlanta. Ask him what his phone bill is. And you might say, man, it's about $100 a month. I'm going to give you $500, but pay your phone bill. But I want you order about it all day, every day. So what you seeing in Atlanta all day back to back. You remember? I'm about it. And he would do that in all the main southern cities. You feel what I'm saying? Where some would just do, we're going to get our video player, get a commercial on there. No, we're going to smother you. And we're going to give T-shirts away, so when you pull up, and you mad at that bum, but you looking at him about it on that T-shirt, and then you hearing it on the radio, what is it doing to you?
Programming you.
He knew what he was, and that's the way he taught us. Like, that's what the hard work was up. Because his thing was, and he said, you got a choice. Get paid $30,000 to perform in the club. Like, hell yeah. Right? We sitting there, yeah.
Yeah.
He said, oh, you can be the owner that paid you $30,000, but made $300,000 off you that night. Now, who was more prepared? I was ready to take the 30. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or where I could have, knowing I'm a big artist, I could have said, give me half.
Yeah.
Or give me 10 and give me half on the dough. You know what I'm saying? Because I know I'm a hustler and bring all these people in here.
That's right.
You know, and that was his thinking. He watched them. He knew where Pac sold numbers at. He'd get Pac sound scan, Scarface sound scan. You know what I'm saying? Puffy them sound scan. Anybody that he respected and was hitting, and he gonna concentrate. We going in the area and we gonna give out CDs. We gonna give out T-shirts. He gonna hire you to do the box or hire you to do the street team. Wherever they was selling that was similar to his music. You know, so people might think, oh, he just this hustler, this ex-drug dealer. No, nah, dude, sit there and calculate it.
Okay, Serv on Soulja Slim, man. Being that you were first featured with him early on in the game, what was y'all relationship like?
Man, I mean, the funniest thing, man, when I first came down by KL and Slim, that, you know, he was Magnolia then.
Yeah.
That was KL. That was like, him and KL was like father and son in so many ways, not being disrespectful of anything,
It's
you know,
family.
saying it that way. And, you know, being in there and the first time seeing him because I knew of him. Because, see, when I was in the military, I come down to get all our music and say, man, we rapping, bring it up to the East Coast. You know, and so now you sitting in there and this dude, you know, he come in there, he thugging. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, he come in there and he, you know, he's called KL Funky Fingers. Like, Funky Fingers, I need to do something. All right, what's happening, around? Speak to you.
Yeah.
But I need to do something. You know, K be like, man, we finished doing what we doing. And that person be like, damn, you know, you know, so I'm like, I want to sit check him out. And he's sitting there telling me something just happened. And then he get on that song and rap about exactly what just happened. His everything about him nothing was fake. But what people don't understand, they always tell me, man, this ultimate thug, and he was this gangster gang. Dude, he was the type of person. He was real as they can be, but he cared. If you had a problem, it became his problem. He might tell you later, like, B, you put me in this position, bro. You know what I'm saying, Ron? But he gonna handle it. He gonna be there. And biggest heart, nicest person, loved his mama, though. You know, like everybody loved their mama, but I'm saying, you know, that some people think, where they call guys like that ultimate thugs, they not capable of loving.
Yeah.
You know, Slim was more or less, Slim didn't just go start nothing, man. Slim finished it. You know, and then once he started, only God him, his Linda, his mama could stop him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's how he was, man. But watching him at a young age and putting Reebok, y'all better cut that check. I'm looking at camera, y'all better cut the check, Reebok, to his mama. You know, them soldiers, man, they sold.
Yeah.
These man, they made for walking, and a whole city. You had Diddy wearing them. Then once, you know, Baby and the Cash Money came, they wearing them. You feel what I'm saying? And got the whole world wearing them. Cut the check, Reebok.
My
God. We gonna come to Reebok. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, that's who he was. He was a good dude. But he was real as it come. There's nothing fake about him. However he speak is how he speak, and what he said. He didn't start nothing, but he finished it. You feel what I'm saying? And he gonna keep going. You know, that's who he was.
When he passed, how did that impact you?
When KL called me, you know, because that's the Parkway was I was, you know, that spot. I grew up on 6th and Brown with the famous UNLV.
Yeah.
Before me, that was my brothers. You know, my little bros, little Yah and all them, man, Yella and all them, man. That was that blocks. But I was on the Parkway, and the Parkway consisted of just about every juvie would come through the Parkway. Mia, you know, Fiend, Cain and Abel. Mac was right around the corner. Mystical was actually KL's artist first. And the song that Mystical, you know, ain't my nigga, whatever, not the nigga, whatever. KL did that first. But when things were slow with us, he went over to Big Boy, which was a prominent label, man, great label in New Orleans, you know, Cash Money's rival. Yeah. And so, you know, then they redid it and put it out. So we had all them people on there. And so, you know, just on the strength of just the way everything was working, man, in the Parkway, it was just a different, you know what I'm saying, different vibe and different situation, you know. So, you know, New Orleans is like that. You know what I'm saying? So
now, with No Limit being one of the biggest things in the industry, if not the biggest industry, in the industry at that time, how did the industry receive y'all New Orleans boys dominating the game?
Honestly, even to this day, and you know, and the camera right there, they refuse to get that respect. You know, they refuse to get a respect that they should. You know, because of what we did. When we came into the game, a lot of them had terrible contracts. They didn't have their own companies. You know what I'm saying? Like P learned from E40s and especially Jay Prince. You know what I'm saying? The Godfather. I always consider that's the Godfather of the South. Him and Luke.
Yeah.
Luke Skywalker. You know what I'm saying? And what we were doing, they saw it. And when, it got out about the numbers and how he was doing it in independent, Jay and Luke and them, they perfect, and out in the Bay with the independent movement. But P took it to another level. He's a product of what they were doing. And he took it to the other level. And you would think they would be like, that respect. But I think they wasn't receptive to us because, no disrespect, we ain't fuck with nobody. We wasn't with that when we come to your city. All right, we about to get bottles and kick it.
Yeah.
And when we showed up, when we first started showing up in Miami at a big old conference, we showed up 30, 40 deep in fatigues. And walking through there, and I would chant when we would come through there, we some No Limit Soldiers, 187, we don't give a fuck.
Ooh.
And you was gonna move. You know what I'm saying? And then we would stand there and we quiet. Because New Orleans dudes in the city, they talk. They open their mouth, but when we go other places, we don't talk. We just watch. Because we want to see who the weak one is. We want to see who got the big mouth, and we going to see who the quietest one, because that's the one you're going to have to watch out for.
Yes, sir.
And so we never really dealt with a lot of people. P, and it wasn't that P wouldn't let us. We could do whatever we want to do, whatever we wanted, but we had that code, and I think a lot of them, when we was doing what we was doing, and I think the one curse of us as black people, you see what we doing, right? Don't sit back and then be, like, we don't deal with them, or, like breaking New York, getting into New York, and Russells, who I admire, they wasn't feeling us in the beginning.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But those who knew what it was understood it. The Jay-Z's who watched, who paid attention. You know what I'm saying? The ones who really paid attention, you would see those are the ones that grew and got bigger. You know what I'm saying? They understood. So we wasn't receptive. Even today, and I'll be watching them when they talk about everybody, even in the South. And that's the part that hurt. In the South, where they might talk about all these icons and these labels and whatever, whatnot, and then you like, so how you going 100 million records? How you going, like gloss?
You can't even
over that?
overlook that. I mean, see, this is my other thing. Once again, it goes back into the silent majority thing. The people that know the truth can't speak the truth, and that's where the issues lie. Because the people that are speaking ain't telling the damn truth. Everybody knows what was going on with No Limit at that time. Everybody knows the impact that y'all had on the game. Everybody knows that what was done then ain't been done since and will probably never be done again.
And then again, too, you got to look at the powers that be. We used to call it the machine. The machine. And people don't know, for y'all out there that don't know, the machine is the major labels, right? And ain't none of us, as black people, at them top seats, right?
Yeah.
And you got to look at the fact they didn't want us to grow like that, but priority was so do y'all thing. The Ron Spaldings, Mark Saramis, and Dave Winans, Duffy's, and all them, they believed in, do y'all thing, do it how y'all do it, because P gonna do it anyway. He's either gonna do it, and that it was like basically saying, when, and I'm saying this in the best way, but this is who I am. A slave is right here, the gate open, right? But he never leave, right?
That's right.
He was showing you
how to get the hell on.
And they didn't want these artists to know, like, man, that 8% that we giving you, or that penny a record we giving you,
ain't shit.
Why y'all letting them sell these records and do this? And P was always screaming, if 15% can't pay my rent.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? A man clean. And then another thing, we was a threat, I felt, because a lot of things he pushed also to the street dudes. Take your dirty money, clean it up, get your business. You know what I'm saying? And even look, rappers now, we proud of.
Yeah.
Where we see these young dudes, especially the ones that got businesses, the ones that invest in themselves, the ones that, when they start selling records and doing a lot, they're sitting back and you look up, oh, he bought acres of land, like Young Thug, right? And, I smile, man, from end to end. No matter what people might feel about Thug, here and there.
100 acres.
100 acres. Like 40 acres in a mule, he got then some. You know what I'm saying? And talking about he want to build a city. Okay, bro, please do it. Please. You know what I'm saying? But those powers be back then, they didn't want us to win, because now we will wake up them natives.
What do you think it was that caused y'all movement to be so damn legendary and separated from anything before and after?
We gave the South, where we country. We proud of that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Because it's always a saying, you can think a country boy is slow.
But they're going to run circles around your ass.
We going to lower you to sleep, homie. we going you come on down and see what you leave with. I said in the song, you come down with your car, but then I leave with your pink slip.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? And I think what made it so legendary in the South is big. 15 states? So we could look at it and say, it's cool. I don't have to sell. The West don't deal with us, which they did, because most of the West is related to the South.
Yeah.
And people learn the migration of life, Mississippi, Chicago, Ohio, Florida, you know what I'm saying? Or Atlanta, people got, relations, relatives.
Yeah.
Louisiana, California, and so on and so on. But you got 15 states in the South. So now the South, of course, we had Southern artists, the UGKs and all them were coming, the 8 Balls, our brothers, our fraternity, and that was that Southern fraternity. And I think when they start seeing like, man, boys, country like us, they on TV, goes in their mouth, you know what I'm saying? And this dude, P, got a whole tank. Like, only a country dude to do something like that, ride a whole tractor, man.
Yeah.
And ride it proud as a mother. Like, it's what's happening.
What's
Pull
happening?
up to the party.
Yeah.
And leave with the best broad. We country.
Yeah.
And we proud of it. And so now we on TV. So now you got to look at young country dudes. You know what I'm saying? Like, all this juice. And he talk about, man, I was young. And my dad, or, I think you said his dad or your uncle, letting him listen to our stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because guys like father in my generation, they were proud to see, man, look at that boy, man, that boy Master P making money.
Come
on. And then he got all his people.
Come on.
So that made it stronger and bigger. So where it was like, okay, we don't sell nowhere else. We got 15 states. We more than y'all. In Texas alone, you can go gold.
Come on.
It was a Magic Mike who used to go gold all the time. Magic, think it was, not the stripper Magic Mike. It was a rapper that used to press his own stuff up. Learn your history, man. And Luke Skywalker and all of them. Florida, you go gold alone. You feel what I'm saying? And, I think that's what made it stronger. Because now that little young dude that was sitting there like, man, I don't know what I'm going to do. I got a few dollars and I'm hustling. Oh, man, Pete talk about, man, go get a house, go get some business. Man, he got all his homies. He done brought, you watch the labels. Look at the Yo Gottis, who we proud of, man. We love to see that. That was our dream. That was our private talks. Like, we busted wide open, man. Watch what the South do. Because our thing was, and there's no disrespect ever to New York. That's the father of this. But our thing was, y'all ain't want to let nobody in. Y'all look down on us. Y'all disrespect, to me, one of the greatest lyricists ever. Outkast, you know what I'm saying? Andre.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? And so now we going to take it. And our thing was, okay, we going to take it. And we're going to set the standard for everybody behind us to keep coming and hold it and hold it and hold it. And we haven't given it back.
That's right.
And we done transformed it where you see New York artists who got some super young artists, but they do Southern songs. They do Southern styles. Fat Joe was smart.
Yep.
He traveled.
Exactly.
You feel what I'm saying? And that's what I think made it so strong. We showed a big region of the country. Like, man, it's all right to be country. It's all right. Stop dreaming to be on a major label. Go do it yourself.
Come on.
That's what the South been about. We're slaves. We work to be free.
Come on.
And then have our own land, right? Be our own owner. No longer work for that slave master. So to me, that's what we represented. Like, we ain't working. We working for ourselves. And then we want everybody to keep doing it. You know what I'm saying? So I love when I see Yo Gotti them label. I love when I see it, QC from it. Man, I love they label.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? And we in the process of things that we're doing, but we love to see that because that's all we dreamed of. You feel what I'm saying?
When the money came in, Serv, on the money, the fame, how did you get acclimated to this new lifestyle, man?
For me, the money part, and I always say this, the money for my family. That's for them, man. I don't want for nothing, man. I'm meaning like I don't be impressed by certain, because I was blessed to have certain things as far as doing it the wrong way.
Yeah.
I love it the fact I got to do it the right way. And I'm a simple dude, man. I get excited over a pair of new speakers from Yamaha speakers or whatever, to put it in the studio, man. And sad to say, funny, man, I used to like the aggressive fighting fish, man. Give me a new fish. I'm not going to afford to pay this amount for this, and, different things, man. But the thing the fame thing that got me was people feel they own you because they buy your music. That was the thing that used to rub me the kind of messed up way where if I'm with my family.
Yeah.
And, hey, I want to take a picture. Man, just give me 1 second. I'm that type of dude. I wouldn't say, man, I'm eating with my family. Because I understand, man, you spent your money on me.
Yeah.
Like I said, you didn't get that 24-pack of Pampers. You went on and got that 12-pack and the generic one so you could buy my CD.
Yeah.
I respect that. But also respect, my space.
That's
you
right.
Don't own me. And I think, a few situations I was in with that and that really made me kind of put my head down with like, man, it's life here. I just want to do music, put it out. I don't even want to be bothered with that out there. And with No Limit, when we that big and you go to malls and they got to close the mall, you sitting back like, man, and see Murder, bring my brother home. He used to laugh and he used to say, P, I'm telling you, this is a cult, right? And we would be like, man, don't say that, man, don't say that. And he proved a point in Utah, of all places. We had a show in Utah, 17,000, Salt Lake, and he was like, watch this. When he went on stage, he said, man, if you love No Limit, about face. You know what I'm saying? 17,000 white people, about face. Then they turned back around. And he just looked around, and we just sitting there shaking our head. That's it. That's and that was the crazy thing. But then I think the beautiful thing for me, Charles Barkley said he wasn't a role model, and some dudes, but rappers we are. I got to see where I can make kids do things that their mothers and fathers could make them do. And it's like when you're looking at that type of power, that's the things where it's like, it's kind of scary. But then at the same time, the money and all that other stuff, man, don't get me wrong. I was able to do things for my family, for my mother who worked 3 jobs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? 2 during the week, 1 on the weekend. Wore the same shoes, bro.
I feel them.
You know what I'm saying? Watching her walk home from that bus stop.
Yeah.
I always wanted a Cadillac, and first car P gave me was a Cadillac. I had it a month, gave it to her.
Yeah.
Those the things, that was that for. But for me, it was that dream. That you say, my words, man.
Yeah.
So I kind of never, the money and all that, it didn't change me. In fact, man, I tell young rappers now, I made mistakes. I always say and some people gonna hate, but I'm me. I'm gonna say what I gotta say. One of the things that I felt always hurt, and this go with rappers with the same subject we talking about. See that word, keeping it real, that little phrase, keeping it real? Where you like, man, I'm gonna keep it real. So now I'm going to come back to that every day. I'm going to take y'all on flights. I'm going to take y'all everywhere. I'm going to buy this for my homies, buy that. And then when you make that mistake and you slip, and say, why was you in the hood, bro? But when you wasn't in the hood, it's like, bro, he ain't real. He don't keep it real.
Come on.
Man, you made it out, man. How you keep coming back in? Now you lost it all.
Yeah.
Keeping it real. And those were the things, because being a man that, as a black person, I hate to say it, you sit around, you don't dream. You probably sit around when you have nothing and say, man, if I get $5,000 or taxes coming, if I can get about $7,000, let me carry a little peanut, whatever. You happy. That done made your year.
Yeah.
But now you sitting there and somebody giving you $300,000 in the car that you always wanted in your name, in your house in your name, and you sitting back and you like, man, what the hell? Now you might have hustled and made that type of money.
Yeah.
But now you sitting back and you like, oh man, I'm gonna go get me a giraffe, man, a purple giraffe, and then but P kept you so down to earth.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, like, and then everybody around No Limit was so down to earth, man. You know what I'm saying, but it's, and I look at young dudes now, man, like, little bro, like I saw NLE Chopper last night.
Yeah,
and spoke, and I told him, man, I'm proud of you, and he looked amazed. Like a young man, nobody tell you. He was like, really? I said, yeah, I'm proud of you. I said, I watched where you started and where your mind at now. I said, but promise me you doing businesses. You got some businesses going. I say, and you getting things straight. You doing some real estate. You starting some type of businesses. You learn about stocks, you know. And he was like, I'm getting there. He said, I got some things. And I'm watching people taking pictures, and I could see, you know, he uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because he's standing there, you know, because he was at ATL Top 20 dinner last night.
What up, though, Bishop?
Yeah, Bishop, man. Bishop a beast. And his daddy a beast with that fried fish and that grill, man.
You don't play.
You know, he mess your side poles up, man.
Yes, sir.
You know, but that's, you know, I think we never got overwhelmed. And for me, man, I wasn't really like with the fame too much anyway. You know, so.
When it started to slow down at No Limit, or when it just came to an end and everybody started leaving, what was going on during that time, and how were you dealing with that?
It was rough for me because I felt like I was in the middle. Because you have P, you have Beast by the Pound, but that means KL.
Yeah.
And so, you know, and I think I always felt like, you know, with P, it was more or less like that's your guy, you know. And KL was being his own man in that whole situation, because them dudes love each other no matter what people going to say.
Yeah.
You know, because many times I could say this and KL might get mad and he might not, but I want people to know the truth. Many days he would sit back and say, man, he doing this without us, you know, even though we go and do what we are doing, you know, and he's like, man, that person shouldn't be, you know, he shouldn't have did a beat for him. Nah, P would have been better on this. Not once. He never stopped being that way. And then, you know, and P might have his hard ways. You see him, man, was hiding with your people, whatever. You know, I ain't worried about them doing me, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you know, you could tell, you know, and I felt like in time going, that was the one time that, because P was always able to fix everything. You feel what I'm saying? They was two stubborn bulls. You know, it was so simple. And for me, honestly, it wasn't about choosing a side. I felt in the middle, which I didn't like, because that's my bro, my big bro. I love him with everything. That's TRU, blood in, blood out to the death. And this is my brother. Your blood in, blood out to the death. You know, and they was to me like they was Dre and Snoop. They was our Dre and Snoop.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? And they supposed to be together. You know what I'm saying? And so, and for me, I was getting burnt out, man, because I never saw none of my kids take their first steps. We was gone, and at the time being married, suffering, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, I just a lot of things, and then I didn't like a lot of the fame. So for me, it was more like, I just want to get away, and I don't want to be bothered with it, you know, with things or whatnot. And so that was rough, man, because now you're sitting back and it's like, I'm going to run across somebody, you know what I'm saying? And just like perfect example, you know, I'm like, I ain't seen him in a while. How you gonna feel? And I remember I was watching a thing when Pastor Troy was on. He was talking about C Murder.
Yeah.
And I was there because I saw him upstairs. And when I came down, C was like, what's happening? And I'm seeing my brother for the first time, and I done walked away. And just to show you the love between us, you know, like most labels, you think they, okay, y'all done walked away, so when somebody see you on that label, it's beef.
Yeah.
You're like, man, what's happening with you, bro? No, I said, not much. What's happening with you? He was like, so where you going, man? He said, going upstairs. I said, what you going up there for? I said, he looked at me. I said, yeah. And he was like, you know, TRU. And that's the code. I got to turn back around.
Yeah.
And, you know, go upstairs. You feel what I'm saying? So, you know, it never stopped being that love. Even when I didn't see P for years and saw him and, what's up, sir? What's happening? You know, all the kids. I'm like, you know, and I'm watching Romeo. And that was hard because we was around Romeo. He's a baby. You know, him in Versity, you know, and the rest of P kids. And you watching Rome grow, you know, and you're like, damn, not to be there for the money and the fame. Like, I knew it. That little kid, you know. Yeah. You know, and all his kids, man, very talented, small kids, you know. And, you know, you just, like, you always sit back and say, like, that's like saying if I played for the Cowboys, right? All my life, done won championships, right? And then you leave. And then you watching them, you know, might go through struggles. You know what I'm saying? Like, no matter what he was doing, I was always watching. So now I'm sitting there like, no, that's not the right beat. Oh, he could have did this, he's doing that. Okay, now they hating on him out there, and it's like, it's TRU blood in, blood out, so if you hating on him, when I see you, it's going to be a problem. Yeah. You know, because I still will put it out there. My brother in the street, even though we ain't spoken in years, I'm going to get you in the streets, and I'm going to get you wherever I see you at. Mm-hmm. You know, and I would see people saying little things, and I'm just sitting there like, please let me run across them. You know, or I wish I was there at that moment. You know, different things, you know, because, you know, we came too far.
Yeah.
You know, so that was the hard parts, man. It was hard, man. It was, you know, like no matter what I did, it still was the fact of how would P do it?
Mm-hmm.
You know, or I get a beat from somebody and it's like, man, that ain't a KL beat, that ain't a Moby beat, that ain't a Beats by the Pound. Mm-hmm. It's like, and then people, our fans are different, man. Our fans are like, and I'm not saying a disrespectful way, like white fans.
Yeah.
You know, of their music, like, you know, Serv, that song was nice, but it's not a Beats by the Pound beat. Like, I'm like, well, bro, this producer, man, he nice. He okay. Yeah. But if you'd have said that hook on a Beats by the Pound hook, they didn't let you, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They made it hard. they still bought your stuff, but then it's like, we love you, but we don't want you on that. We don't, well, P should have been on that song, or C should have been on that song. Why you ain't me on that song? You know, and that was what we was up against when things split.
And after all of that time, reuniting and feeling so good on stage, man, what does that do for your Serv on? Man,
you know, I'm 29, you know, in my club age, but now, you know, being older, the funniest thing, the first time, you know, and I forgot, man, our songs are energetic.
Yeah.
So now you come like they say, fresh off the couch, you know, been doing a little working out, and now you getting up there jumping for 2 hours, man, and you're a man and you walk away and your face hurt, man. You don't even know why it's hurting, man.
Your face hurt.
Like, everything hurt, man. I would call home and be like, how was the show? Babe, my body, I don't understand what's going on. Like, she was like, babe, you know you're not younger no more. I said, man, it was awesome though. You know what I'm saying? But then just as the tour start moving and you watching your people, you watching Mama do her stuff, who commands a stage. Then you watching Fiend, a teddy bear, big guy. But I ain't never, once you see him go high stepping out there and the whole time he going across there, you get that feeling, man. Yeah. But it's still bittersweet, you know, because so many we got missing. And you know, with Slim not here, you know, because he never got to really get to that situation, and Ed not here, you know what I'm saying? Because I know you always got your back, you know what I'm saying? I ain't have to look. He was there with Mama, always had it, you know. And now Popeye, Fino, you know, I mean, it's just a list. And then most important, man, like C, because I could be up there backing P up and being on stage, but that was C thing. Yeah. And to watch him and his brother, they move the same. They walk past each other on the same beat. They might get in each other's face right in front there and just word for word. It was and seeing them two and they not there, that's hard. You know, and you know, it's a bittersweet part, but then to be with your brothers and sisters backstage laughing and joking, and you know, and I joke a lot, you know what I'm saying? And you know, and then Fiend, you know, we have fun and Mac. You know, we miss C, but Mac gave us a little something to look forward to, like C coming, and he will be. Yeah. You know, but you know, it's a beautiful thing, but it's more beautiful to watch people who are 25, now they 45, and they telling you, man, look, my life consists of coming on, taking care of grandkids, or making sure that I was done, do my work, and I don't do nothing. Yeah. But y'all in town, man, I got life again for the night. Me and my wife, right? Hey, like I say, them squeezed in them some fatigues, and you know, they old soldiers, man, but they there. Come on. And that's what I wish for young artists. You know, you could say the little thing with the young artists, about the old rappers, get out the way and all this craziness, right? little fella. You would want to wish 25 years later you can
pack out a damn
$30,000 in there, 30,000 people in there, man.
Come on.
And they the same people that if you look at them hard enough and remember, the same person was there 25 years ago.
That's right.
You gave them a moment in time of their life. And it's a beautiful thing, man. You know?
It ain't getting no better than that. Before you get up out of here, though, I mean, you and Fiend got together on that All You Can Get, man.
Yeah.
Y'all got in that thing and jam Serv on. Talk to me about this new music and what the hell is going on now.
Man, well, you know, even with Fiend called me. He said, bro, I need you on something. Ain't no doubt, I'm there. Yeah. And I wanted him to hear me in a new way. And so when I did it, he just, you know, Fiend sitting there, he always smoked the best. damn, that bro, you sound a little more refined now.
Yeah.
You know, even though you man, I like that. You gotta keep that. You gotta keep that. And when Fiend tell you keep something, and I'm like, Fiend, you ain't hear nothing there. You know,
Yeah.
and for me, it's exciting because I'm like, well, I went back and fine tuned some things. And so right now, of course, we got, you mentioned it early. My character from Bout was Pac-Man.
Yeah.
The album coming, Pac-Man.
That's all right.
You know, I'm giving them 3 different versions. You know, a lot of my concentration right now is on 2 sets of things. You know, Juice, the God LP from Fayetteville. I promise you, video out now, ape shit.
Yes, sir.
But I promise you, Carolina, they get on his back. You know, and then I got down in Mississippi, Meridian. You know, I'm staying in the South.
That's right.
My KOM people, man, King Mississippi, man. He got a couple of them out there, Black Star Bubba, man. We got Tron, AP, you know, Black Barbie. I mean, I stayed in my roots, man, like Mississippi. And to do Pac-Man, you know, people always say, do another life insurance. I'm like, I don't live the same way. I don't think that same way, like talking about it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I got to find that hunger in me, but I'm a different man. So when I went, man, my guy Tuck, you know, and he would show me his artists, and I got around them. They was us. They was hungry. This kid, you know, man, excuse me, you know, he hungry.
Yep.
He got a story. He wanted. And we almost from similar backgrounds. He a military brat, you know what I'm saying? And basically around military stuff, all, you know, and me being in the military, you know, and it's like, that's what's coming. Our City Music Group, our marketing and branding, you know, which, you know, we're doing so much. My partner Blue, who believed in everything that I want to do. You know what I'm saying? And so, man, we coming that way, but I'm still keeping the formula. If you really pay attention to it, we coming with Pac-Man. We got Juice doing what he's doing. You know, we got KOM, then their artists, each one of them gonna split them down and they're gonna do theirs. You know, we gonna smother you. We gonna give you, because I love everything these young artists doing out there. I hate when guys from my generation look down on these little dudes. These little dudes done created a new Banks.
Exactly.
Banks with an S. You feel what I'm saying? For an old guy like me, to still be able to eat, you know, and do things but I'm like I did like the mafia, make way for the old.
Yeah.
Or they gonna make you make way.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? So why not make way? And not about getting money, you know, like that, but I'm a proud Southern dude. Mm-hmm. I want the South to hold it forever. So I wanna help create and give, you know, these dudes that like Juice that wants, like, you know, that breed this stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, and because I keep looking up and I see a little baby up there who I'm proud of, man.
Yeah.
Love that kid. Like, you know what I'm saying? Especially when he did
truth.
Especially when he did the black, you know, he proved
He
something you
changed the
could
game.
do.
And thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, you could do. I was got more deeper when he proved the point where it wasn't like I'm gonna talk about jewelry, talk about this to do usual things. And he did that song. He took a chance because, you know, some artists would be scared at that time to do that where it's fans. And he awoke a lot of young black people.
He changed the game with that song right there, because no young artists out here right now are really standing up for anything.
Yeah.
So when you heard him do that, it was like, my God, you got the biggest rapper in the game right now actually speaking to humanity.
And that right there showed me a different side of his greatness. If he don't know it, if he think it's all just money and whatnot and jewelry and all that, which I know he don't. But I'm saying if he thought that way, nah, you just really showed how great you really are.
Exactly.
By saying, you know what? You know, like people were saying, there's no disrespect, you know, because Blue will get mad with me, a Jordan fan, I'm a Bron fan. You know, like Mike wouldn't take a chance back then to mess his brand up by saying something where Bron will. Yeah. You know, a lot of rappers didn't say anything. I got a song called Where Rap At, where Michael Rappaport on his new album I got coming, he's saying, well, man, where hip hop at? Where rap at? What's going on? Ain't nobody saying nothing. Yeah. You feel me?
Facts.
And so I love the new movement, youth movement, but I want to bring it my way also and help my way. And, you know, this kid Juice is a hell of a lyricist. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He Juice the God LB, man. That's...
Before we get up out of this thing, man.
I got to get to that. You know, I got to get to State Farm.
Come on ATL, now. You got to show. You got a sold out show you got to do with this ATL, thing, man. Baby. It's crazy as hell.
I'm in ATL, man.
How can these folks contact you, though?
Man, the real Mr. Serv on everything, YouTube, especially IG. It's really me working my page. You know, now my son done kind of got in my pockets, and he worked the official Mr. Serv on. You know, Dad, let me get in my 18-year-old. But the real Mr. Serv on IG, that's how you find me. Man, we got so much a host of things going on. We got our marketing and branding, artist consultation company, you know, with Hot City Music Group. You know, we got credit services, made credit services, man. Because we teaching, even the artists, we teaching them that.
That's right.
We're gonna teach you, get your LLC. Now we're gonna teach you how to build your business credit. We're gonna teach you how to you ain't gonna go back in the street. Yep. 3 months, man, we're going to make sure you get what you need, you know, the loans to do the things and put back and invest in yourself. You know, we got a lot coming, man. We got our poetry side of Hot City Music Group. Mm-hmm. You know, we got a lot, man. I'm putting together producers coalition, like DJ coalition. Yeah. You know, because I'm tired of people getting over on these little dudes paying them $50, man.
Come on,
you know.
Now.
So now you got to see us. Yeah. You know. Yeah. And it's not just my people, but we got so much going, man, and a lot of it is based to also not just open the door for young artists, but we want to treat them how to be businessmen in the beginning. That's You're gangster about your business.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? You say you love P. Well, yeah, he was gangster, but he was business first.
Yeah.
You know, and gangster when he needed to be.
Facts.
You know, and so that's what we got, man. So, like I said, be on the lookout for KOM, you know, Kings of Mississippi.
That's right.
You know what I mean? They coming, man. AP, Tron, Black Stuff, Bubba Barbie, and that's definitely Juice.
Yes, sir.
And ape shit right now. It's a video is out on YouTube, and when it come on, I promise you're gonna get to see Carolina. Carolina is a mother.
I'm here for it, sir.
I appreciate
you coming through this thing, boss.
Going to ATL. Man, I'm in ATL, man.
It's time for that B-Hop Radio shouted. Mr. Serv on. Juice, I see you over there, boss. We out of this thing. Allah.